Tragic. What does it mean? All right, Geraldine Santoro married a man she didn't know very long because a friend of hers was getting married. And so she wanted to get married too. She married Sam Santoro. Now, she had grown up in a rambunctious Catholic family, the youngest of 15 children. Okay, now, Geraldine Santoro, when she was married, she quickly gave birth to 2 baby girls. However, her relationship with her husband was troubled. He had a very, very quick temper and was often violent with her. So she took her kids and left. She worked at a place. She found a job or to support the 2 kids. Now, she met somebody there who was also married and not separated. His name was Clyde Dixon, and they had an affair, and she got pregnant. Okay, now apparently she wasn't that unhappy about being pregnant by Clyde Dixon, because she did not immediately search for an abortion. What happened was that her husband said that he was coming to visit his daughters. And she got scared, because if he came and visited his daughters, he would see his wife with a big belly and know that it was not his. Okay, now, she was in a very, very, very dangerous situation. The best thing for her to have done would have been to somehow arrange for him to see the children, and her to not be seen by Sam Santoro. Maybe, hide out somewhere for a while. She was pretty far along in the pregnancy, and she could have hid out somewhere for a few months, placed the baby for adoption, and, been none the worse. I read that though she immediately thought about getting rid of the pregnancy, and she asked somebody for some ergot, which would make her sick and supposedly, and she believed, cause a miscarriage, or actually cause an abortion. Okay, she didn't get a hold of it, but her sister or somebody gave her some money, and thought that she was going to go to Catholic Charities and ask them, can I stay with you for a while? Okay, but she didn't do that. Her boyfriend, Clyde Dixon, took that money. He purchased some medical instruments and a medical textbook. Now, one thing to remember is when they went into that hotel room, Geraldine Santoro was over 6 months pregnant. Okay, even under Roe, most abortionists would not touch a woman who was 6 months pregnant, or even later in the pregnancy. She was in her 3rd trimester. Okay, you can't do that safely. Safe to the woman, that is, safe to the pregnant female. But Clyde Dixon, a man with no medical training, tried to do an operation that no medical doctor would have done, and he tried to do it in a hotel room. It didn't go well. She started bleeding heavily. He didn't know what to do. So what he did was he just left her there and took off. He did not call the police, a hospital, or anybody to say there's a woman in room so and such of hotel such and such who might need help. He just took off. And he was apprehended by the police after a few days when he was out of money, out of gas, out of food. Okay, he went on trial for involuntary manslaughter and was sentenced to 1 year and plus 1 day in jail. I read that he died some 15 years after these tragic events. Now, is this really about abortion being illegal? What is it about? Okay. One thing I think it is about is the fact that biology imposes special sex-related costs on women. The female gets pregnant. Okay, the biological female gets pregnant. We're going to put the transgendered issues to the side, but only a biological female can get pregnant. Okay, and that is a very heavy cost. You know, people wonder, why are there no brothels for women? Okay, there is an imposed cost. Women do not pay for sexual partners in general because we pay with our bodies. The intrinsic cost is there. But another lesson is quite simply, people do stupid things when they panic. Women do stupid things when they panic. Men do stupid things when they panic. It was really stupid to go into that hotel room and believe that she could safely abort at over 6 months of pregnancy. It was really stupid for Clyde Dixon to think that he could do that job. Okay, and they both panicked and they both failed. But she failed in a way that cost her life. Okay, one of them was left with possibly some psychological trauma and spent a year and plus 1 day in jail, and the other one died. And again, that goes back to the